Hello everybody, this is my look that I'm giving today. Just going through all the data trends, not only for today, but of course for Thunder. And I'm still not sold exactly on the entire setup, because specifics matter in this kind of a deal, and I don't have all the answers yet. And I'll show you why it is frustrating. I got a great example of that coming up here in just a second. First off though, let's talk about today, because it's really going to be a nice day. I mean, we're 71 now already. Strong south wind will kick in today. We've got a mainly clear sky, a few high-level clouds streaming in. We will make a run at the record. The record is 87. I think we have a chance to get there, and I'll explain why that is, too, in just a second. 71 here, 66 in Corydon, 70 to Austin. Now, when you look at the wider scope, there is a bit of moisture now popping here in Illinois and in Missouri, and this is the main front back here further west into Missouri. That moisture popping up ahead of it, good evidence of that with what we call moisture pooling that is taking place. When you look at the moisture levels, you can actually see a bit of that pooling action right there in Illinois, and it's feeding on that. So they should maintain themselves for a bit. But in our area, we should see what, let me get rid of this line, at least the short range indicators are, we're going to see like a little dry pocket form right over wave country, enough moisture drop in our atmosphere that the rain that's approaching the Wabash now will likely struggle a bit when it gets closer to that dry pocket that we will develop. But also for our temperature, it should allow us to overachieve a bit for highs. And that's why I've leaned in that direction for a record potential today. Otherwise, if we were humid, like we are now basically, then it would be much more of a challenge to get above the record level or even to the record level. So we'll monitor. It's not a big deal. But this shower activity, again, as long as this dry pocket forms, which I expect it to, this will struggle a bit, so we'll just have to wait for the main line to get in, which will delay the timing until this evening. Here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. In fact, this is the very latest. Just came in. Nothing's really changed. Slight risk to our north, marginal risk elsewhere, very low end deal. A lot of the wind energy, the best lineup of the ingredients, and even for them, it's not perfect, is going to be across central and northern areas of Indiana and Ohio. Breaking it down more, tornado potential, not even in our zone. Damage and wind potential, again, isolated. There's going to be a pocket of wind there to our north that it could feed off of. And large hail, not a huge deal, mainly a pea-size, dime-size kind of hail event is what we're talking about for this one here. And not everybody's going to get a thunderstorm, let alone a strong thunderstorm. There are signs that the two pieces here of the line, it's going to be a broken line in general, but there may even be a gap that tries to form. And if that gap does form, there's a chance a lot of you will fit right in that gap and not get anything. You won't get your rain chance until the Thunder over Louisville event takes place. Here's one of the high-res models. Keeps everything on the dry side here. Notice thunderstorms rolling in. Notice how they're a little more intense in Indiana. Better fields of energy, basically, to work with there. And then just kind of work its way in here through this evening. That's when we'll ramp our rain chance up. But notice, though, it's not a solid line here. We're not talking about a squall line moving through. And then it'll continue to work its way to the south after that. All right, let's show you Futurecast. I'm going to do that first. And there are several things I want to point out on this. This is the Futurecast that came out a couple hours ago. For Friday, the front stalled to our south, but it does show enough dry air Friday that we can get into about 70 or so. I did raise our number back up. I'm keeping our rain chance elevated because it shows still a good surge of rain Friday night and early Saturday. As we advance toward Saturday morning, heavy rain in the area. Temperatures in the 40s here, but still 60s. You can almost tell where the low is. If you look carefully, you can actually see by the arrows where that circulation is. So the track of the lows to our south, cooler along and north of the path, warmer to the south of it, even some thunder possible. By the air show, no pun intended, by the air show time, we're on the backside. It's a northerly flow, more than likely a low cloud deck or ceiling. Temperatures in the 50s, 40s north. Still near 70 though, even 75 down into Somerset. And then spotty showers still in the area for the fireworks. But overall, the heavy rain will be early on in the day and then easing by the afternoon. Now that was the update from our RPM in-house model a couple hours ago. Now here's the latest one. Very similar setup for Friday. Shows around 70. Shows the slug of moisture moving our ways. We head into Friday night into Saturday. But here's where the change showed up. Saturday afternoon, it now, by looking at the wind arrows, takes the low right across the parkways. Look at the difference. it now pushes us near 70 degrees with near 50 north and some thunderstorms in our southern counties. Some of those could actually be on the strong side for Saturday afternoon. For the air show itself, it's got even hints of a clearing that takes place with the right underneath the low. Some sunshine tries to get through there. Therefore, temperatures in the 70s and some cool rain on the backside. And then for the fireworks, cool showers, and then it's all over with. See why it's frustrating? Now, I don't know yet if it's a fluke run or not. I mean, we got a trend. I mean, our in-house model updates often. So if we see that hold its theme for the rest of the day here, then it's something to pay attention to. Now, the next update that's coming in right now may very well switch back to the earlier one. The point in this is that when you're dealing with a low pressure that's closed like this, and it moves across an area that doesn't have well-defined fronts with it, you're dealing with a lot of mistakes that can happen. You can get some clearing. You can also end up with a very large, what we call stratiform cloud deck that is miserable. You get really both in this kind of deal. And when the low path is too close to you, then you've really got to go slowly with this kind of a forecast. So we are trending with the idea that, yes, rain is going to take place. Yes, it does look cooler than normal. And yes, there will be an issue with the ceiling for the air show. But specifics, we can't answer them yet. And we're going to get answers within the next 24 hours, much more detailed stuff that can narrow down to the hour about the ceiling level and that potential clearing that could develop or not develop. Right now, the models, the way they're designed, they're so blocky in time periods that we can't get a good view of specific times in that day yet. And there's no one that can do that yet until the storm system gets on land and we're able to really get it, and which it is now, by the way. So we're starting to get good sampling into this, and we're going to get more data on it. So hang tight, bear with us on it, but it's very difficult to pinpoint. It's like trying to throw a dart from where I am now all the way to a dartboard on Jacob Street here in downtown. It's tough. So what we can do is give you the general trends and stay close. But I still want to exercise caution that it's not locked in yet. All right, it's not locked in yet on the details, so it's important to stay informed. And let's hope we can give you some good news as we get closer and get more fine, neat details on this. All right, now let's move on real quick before I wrap this up. Here are the GFS operational and ensembles. Here's the Euro and here's the Canadian. For Saturday, all of them have that low generally, again, in our neck of the woods, mainly over southern Kentucky, Tennessee. Next week, as we get closer to all the Derby events, there is a wave that's going to pass by. Now, the Euro has it passing by quickly to our north. The GFS is slow with it. Still has it way to our southwest by a full day. The ensembles, though, all agree on a little more of a path to the north. So we're going to go with a faster idea of a quick little graze of a shower maybe next Wednesday. But here's what's interesting. As we approach the balloon race and the mini and the main marathons and opening night at Churchill Downs, strong low has been shown up for a while on the data, but look at the amount of warmth that we could be dealing with. It's going to be a slow mover, too. So we could be talking about upper 80s again. We'll see how it plays out. Stay tuned.